it's your girl Adeola. So last week, Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari was in Washington, D.C. Yes, and you can trust your girl, I was there. No, I didn't get to interview him, I know, right? But I got to meet him though. I mean, I don't know who this man was blocking me. Whoever this man is, it's not good now, it's not fair. You just wanted to stand next to Mr. President by fire by force when he was shaking my hand. It's not good. Anyway, the night that we were given appointment to interview Mr. President, that was when Oga said that he was too tired because he's had a long day, meetings upon meetings, so they cancelled all interviews, not just ours, but that of all Nigerian media. Meanwhile, I think I should put it out there that whenever CNN and BBC want to interview Nigerian officials, they always have time. Me, I'm just saying my own because, you know, I'm watching you. But not all hope was lost because I got to meet the most important person at that event, ladies and gentlemen, the wife of the governor of Edo State. Yes, she was the most important person because everywhere this woman went, all eyes followed her. So you understand? I'm telling you, this woman is even more beautiful in person, and she was cool with people, you know, she was like really friendly. So I was able to ask Governor Oshiomhole about the missing $2 billion from the excess crude account. You guys know that he's on the committee that questioned Madam Ngozi Iweala. At first, Ngozi said that these people were witch hunting her. Later, she said that it was President Jonathan that approved the withdrawal. I said, Che! This is not fair, Ngozi. Now you are throwing Jonah under the bus. There is God, or if Jonah was still the president, can you stab him like that? There is God. Nah, it's not good. Or now you are, and why are you using this photo, my dear? Those eyes are scaring me. Change, just find something else. Anyway, I asked Governor Oshiomhole what he thinks about Ngozi's answer. If I had known, I would have kept quiet, my people. The man had some choice words for Madam Ngozi.
How could you supervise an economy? You are cooking the soup. The elephant leg is bestoling. You know, raising alarm. People raise alarm. You shut them up.
Hey, Governor Oshiomhole, you call Madam a liar?
She need to come clean.
Madam Ngozi, maybe you yourself should just come out straight. Maybe you should come out clean and let us know what happened to our money. Remember that this is not your money. So you understand, it is our money. It is our money. You know, do well. Just come out clean. I definitely asked Governor Oshiomhole about that widow. Remember, you know, the go and die story. Yeah, so I asked him about that. I asked him about the teacher that couldn't read. Remember that video of the teacher that could not read? And of course, I asked how he met his beautiful wife. Make sure that you watch the full interview. Another cool person that I met was Pastor Tunde Bakari.
If he should appoint you, is that something that you would honor?
When I get to that bridge, I cross it.
Pastor, if he appoints you as minister, will you accept the appointment?
I'm already a minister of the gospel.
Pastor. But you know, you guys can watch the full interview on Sahara TV online. I think that the most interesting person that I met on that trip was the Akasoba of Kalabari in Niger Delta. That is Queen Akasoba Duke Abiola, a wife of the late Chief MKO Abiola. She was not part of the delegates, by the way, but she came mainly to remind Mr. President not to forget the people of Niger Delta while he's fighting for those affected by Boko Haram. I've actually talked about her on the show before. That was when PDP announced last year that they've endorsed Jonathan as their only candidate, and other people who paid for nomination forms were denied an opportunity to run, including this woman. She was actually the first person to pay for nomination form, by the way. So her nomination form was the one given to Jonathan. So needless to say, she had some interesting words to describe Mr. Jonathan.
He did not represent us. He was in pari delicto with whosoever he wanted to be in pari delicto with, and reps ipso loquitur.
Okay.
Hey, bring me a dictionary. Where is my glasses? I can't find any of those words. Hey, my dad, just play it one more time. Let me listen again.
He was in pari delicto with whosoever he wanted to be in pari delicto with, and reps ipso loquitur.
You know, I used to think that Mr. Obayagbon has monopoly over grammar. I was so wrong. I really enjoyed this woman's interview. She told me how so many Niger Deltans were disappointed in President Jonathan for not doing anything, even for his own people.
Dr. Ebele Jonathan was the quintessential unintended residuary legatee of a people suffering, of people sleeping in the creeks.
Wow, that's a shame. That's a shame.
And now he's unable to get to Otueke.
Wait, he's unable to get to Otueke?
Oh, how will he get there? Are there roads to his house?
Oh.
What water will he drink? Is there a borehole? in his compound? Does he have electricity?
That's a shame. Please make sure that you watch all those interviews and many others on the YouTube page of Sahara TV, including that of the owner of Innocent Motors. That is the man that manufactures the made in Nigeria cars. For those wondering whether the engines were made in Nigeria or not, find out in the interview. By the way, call it the war. You know that the man promised that he will send me a made in Nigeria car for me to be driving here in New York. Yeah, so I'm still waiting. So the US promised to help Nigeria fight Boko Haram. They promised to help Nigeria recover all its stolen money worldwide, and the World Bank is giving Nigeria $2.1 billion to rebuild the northeast devastated by Boko Haram. By the way, this is the photo of Mr. Buhari and his delegates with Obama inside the White House. A very nice picture, right? Really, really nice. Except, you know, can anyone see what is wrong with this picture? Yeah, call it over, make it big. Yeah, very, very big. Yeah, look at it very well. Yeah. Some of you may not see anything wrong, but Oga Buhari, hey, you disappointed me. You disappointed Mama. How could you? Can you imagine? Where are the women in this photo? Where are the women? This is just wrong in all ways. Was it only men that voted for you? Was it only men that advocated for you? Who is representing our mothers and our sisters? Nigerian men, you tire me. You tire me. During elections, you need women. You want them to rally their friends to vote for you. After elections, we are not relevant. Look at these people. Is this how your government will be pushing women aside, Oga Buhari? You don't see the need for women in your official entourage? Seriously? Don't worry. Me, I'll wait for you at the end of the service. We'll talk. See why I must to become first lady someday by fire by force. Another thing that really pissed me off when I went to DC, my people. Of course, you know that Nigerian events are never well organized. Come and see Nigerians stranded outside the Nigerian embassy because they wanted to meet Mr. President. Che! Nigeria. People drove hours. Some people drove 14 hours, 12 hours, 10 hours, 4 hours. A lot of people took off that day from work so that they can come and meet Mr. President at the event called Meet and Greet. Meet and Greet were only for people to get there and be told that it is only by invitation. This is not right. Now, it's not right. And nobody in the Nigerian embassy found it necessary to come out and address people that were outside that, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we cannot let you in. It's because it is by invitation or whatever. In the middle of the event, there was a time you came out, Oga Buhari, and you went back inside. They were shouting. And you know that these were Nigerians, Oga Buhari, because they were shouting your name, hailing you from outside the gate. You can tell that they did not let them in. And you heard them because you looked towards that side. You did not even turn back and say, hi, hello, thank you for coming. They were standing for hours. It's not fair. Whoever is close to Oga Buhari, tell him, because I'm watching him. Yes. People were upset.
I'm so hungry right now. I traveled like 4 hours to get here. I waited for 5 hours. Nobody come out to talk to us.
Tell them, my brother, tell them. Although next time, I hope you will stay in one place because you kept going like this. Yes, just next time, just stay in one place. But tell them, my brother, it's not fair now. If you don't have a big hall inside the Nigerian embassy for everybody to come in, just rent a big space somewhere now. Maybe you knew that Buhari was coming. You see, this is why I don't go to Nigerian events. So while at the Nigerian embassy in DC, Oga Buhari admitted that he's aware of his new name, Baba Go Slow.
Okay, Baba Go Slow. I'm going to go slow and steady.
So you got jokes, Oga Buhari. I didn't know that you got jokes. I must sit down and talk with you someday. It's okay for you to be steady, but to make it quick before the fullness of time. So you understand, it is already the fullness of time. You guys know I don't know anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So by now, everybody has heard about Radio Biafra and that the Nigerian government has tried to jam their signal. First of all, there are different opinions about Biafra, so I already know that I will be making some enemies on this issue. But hey, it's okay, because despite the fact that we don't all agree, it doesn't mean that we cannot dialogue and reason together. Once again, this is just my opinion, and I'm sure that I will be wrong in many things, but at least I'm trying to talk about this very important issue. Personally, I blame both sides, okay? The Nigerian government and those that refer to themselves as Biafrans, because not all Igbo people support the pro-Biafran movement, by the way. First of all, let me talk to the Nigerian government. We had a civil war that lasted for 3 years, 1967 to 1970, and this war claimed about 3 million lives. By the way, they need to update the death casualties on BBC because I read 1 million on BBC. Anyway, about 3 million people died, and this happened in Nigeria. Until now, it's not part of our school curriculum. It's not being taught in schools. As if the Nigerian government doesn't want us to know about this side of our history. They even tried to prevent the viewing of that movie, Half of a Yellow Sun, which is a fictionary depiction of what happened during the war. I know that there are about 40 books published on the Biafran War, but I still think that it should be taught in school. It should be part of our curriculum because it is part of our history. So we need to learn about it so that we can hopefully learn from it, so that history will not repeat itself. I am, however, glad that there is a museum in Umuahia. At first, I thought there was no museum where any of what happened was documented, but I recently learned that there is a museum in Umuahia that documented what happened. If you're able to visit the place, please make sure you do. It has pictures, armor tanks that were used during the war, all kinds of weapons.
I personally feel disappointed though. As a nation, we can do better than this in terms of museum for Biafra, a war that killed 3 million people. Not only that, I feel like we need some kind of memorial day for Biafra.
This is the site where Ojukwu's bunker is. It would be good to have a national one that, the Nigerian government will contribute to, but we still need some kind of monument about this. But my main beef with the Nigerian government is their failure to address the cocoa of the matter. Radio Biafra is just a fruit of something deeper. If you don't deal with the root, trying to cut off the fruit is just a waste of time, in my opinion. I think that the Nigerian government needs to address the genuine grievances of Igbo people. And I know that Hausa people would also say we have our own issues too, and Yoruba people would say we have our own issues too, and other ethnic groups as well would argue that. But what I'm saying is, regarding Radio Biafra, the solution is not trying to jam their signal. Even if you do that, they will remain online and people can always find them online. But I think the solution is to go back and discuss what led to the Biafran war and discuss peace before we can achieve anything meaningful. I'm a Nigerian and I am in support of unity. I don't want us to divide. I don't think that we should separate. Yet I don't agree that it's right to kill another Nigerian if they want to succeed. People were literally starved to death, little children included. For 3 years, their source of food was cut off, and these were Nigerians like myself. I don't think that it's right. I've heard about many terrible things that happened during Biafra. One man told me that his parents would hide them on the ground, him and his sister. They would put them inside big buckets and bury them, cover them up when Nigerian soldiers were coming, and then they dug them out when the soldiers leave. I know that people died on both sides, but we cannot compare the numbers. While about 3 million Igbos were killed, from what I've heard and from what I've read, and I may be wrong once again, but I don't think that up to 200,000 Nigerian soldiers were killed. All I'm saying is, let's have a dialogue. We need to talk about moving forward. That's the first step to healing. The other thing is, I personally cherish freedom of expression, because if there's no freedom of expression, I, for one, cannot be doing what I'm doing right now. Having said that, let me talk to Radio Biafra. Okay, now to Radio Biafra. Really? Whatever your grievances may be, it is not an excuse to use your freedom of expression to instigate violence and promote hatred. What will you achieve by spewing hate comments about the present president? You're calling Buhari a terrorist. You're saying that he wants to use Boko Haram to kill Igbo people. It's funny that you call Buhari a terrorist because Boko Haram attacked Buhari himself, and you're saying that he's the one behind Boko Haram. That doesn't make sense. You're calling Nigeria a zoo. You're targeting all Hausas and Yorubas. That will not solve any problem. I don't know what you will gain by telling your listeners to destroy Deeper Life Church posters, their billboards, and for them to burn down all Deeper Life churches in Aba, as well as all Deeper Life churches in all Igbo land. Because Deeper Life founder is Yoruba? And why are they picking on only Deeper Life Church, by the way? And what do you gain by telling Igbos to arm themselves, pending when the director would give the clarion call for the war to commence? What war? Are you trying to start another war? This director is telling people to contribute money for him to purchase arms to start a war against the government of Nigeria. Can you imagine? What pains me is that the people that are broadcasting on Radio Biafra, they are outside Nigeria. Some of them are in London, but many people in Nigeria are now behind their idea of destroying anything owned by Hausas or Yoruba people in Igbo land. Most of the people that are buying their ideology were not even alive during the Biafra, yet they call in to pledge their support. No, this is not right. This is not right. See why I said that we really need to have a dialogue? It's very sad that we don't know what we have in Nigeria. Our diversity is one of our greatest assets, but we don't know the value of it. We are already one country. We've already been merged together by the British. The solution is, how can we we work together for the betterment of all tribes. As much as I support freedom of speech, because without freedom of speech, I would not be here today. As much as I support freedom of speech, it comes with responsibility. I do not support using that freedom to instigate violence and to promote hatred and to spread lies. Each time that I tune in to listen to this Radio Biafra, they twist the truth. Why? The other day they said that Obama has abandoned Buhari in Washington, D.C. I was like, what? That did not happen. They said he abandoned him just like Buhari was abandoned in London, outside in the freezing cold. I'm like, really? Really? I was in D.C. Buhari was not abandoned. He's back to Nigeria even before Obama went to Kenya, which they are saying, oh, Obama abandoned him and left him for Kenya. And then they said Buhari wants access to the U.S. weapons in order to fight innocent people and that Boko Haram is his boy. I'm like, really? I already know that I'll get a lot of emails about this issue, by the way, especially because I am Yoruba, but that's all right. Maybe that would open up some kind of dialogue. I don't know. But again, I want peace in Nigeria. And I think that both sides need to have a dialogue. As you guys know, I don't know anything. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So Mr. Obama was in Kenya last week. Oh boy, it was very touching.
Please let me welcome my brother, your brother, our son, Barack Hussein Obama.
Coming home, I am coming home. Check me out, up in the horizon.
He went home, it was really, really touching. I mean, ain't got nothing but love for my Kenyan people. And speaking of love, y'all, why would CNN refer to Kenya as a hotbed of terror a day before Obama's visit? Like, what? I mean, I trust my Kenyan people. They were like, ooh, snap, no, you didn't. Yes, it did. You need to read some of the comments on Twitter about this. Unless you're the one bringing the terror, we're a hotbed of investment opportunities and great people. Someone tell CNN. Yes, so you see what I'm saying? Someone tell CNN. Did you call New York after 9/11? Did you call it a hotbed of terror? Woo! What? Badly researched puff piece by a half-rate reporter. Shame on you. Oh my God, my God. Let me read on. Someone tell CNN to celebrate Kenya for giving America the first black president. Because, yes, so this sounds like my Nigerian people. Because, my dear, that's my tweet. Now, take it down. Let's find somebody else. Hey, actually put it up. Yes. Someone tell CNN that there have been terror attacks in France, Thailand, and South Carolina. Thank you, my sister. South Carolina is in America, so you understand. And we still don't call America the hotbed of terror. The only hotbed that we have. I think they're trying to say this one plus this one equals Obama, which is why you have a president now. Chai! Kenyans! You are too much. This one is too big for my mouth. OMG. Look at a terrorist spotted in the hotbed of terror. Someone tells him, my dear, what kind of terrorists are they talking about? Do you see any terrorists in this photo? This is beautiful. Kenya is beautiful. CNN. There are many things you can focus on. Like how Kenya has produced the likes of Lupita Nyong'o. How you doing, my sister? You not do it. We need to hang out. I know you don't know who I am. It's okay. But we need to talk about how Kenya has produced like great runners, great athletes. Talk about how this Kenyan runner forfeited her own running goal to help this guy. This made news at that time. Now, there are many things you can focus on in the hotbed of terror. What kind of a hotbed? Don't get me upset, Joe. I'm really hoping that this will change how so many people describe Africa. Shikina. But while that was happening, my people, you can be rest assured that Kenya was busy preparing big time for Obama's visit. In fact, they were sweeping the streets. I'm telling you, many of my Kenyan friends were like, Adeola, I hope Obama would come every year because everywhere in Kenya has been transformed. But the funny thing is hearing that the governor of Nairobi planted grass like 48 hours to Obama's visit. I was like, what? At first I thought, no, this must be a joke. Until I saw pictures. I said, Che, step on the grass at your own risk. Apparently the grass was given 3 days to grow by fire by force. Talk about pressure.
If you think you're under pressure from your boss to deliver, think about this grass. Never before has grass been under so much pressure to grow in only 48 hours.
I thought I was bad, but that reporter, he is everything.
Amidst all the negativity, some hope still lies ahead. But even then, some people chose to ignore the sign. Wait, maybe they don't see the grass.
I hope that somebody can link me up with him. The guy is bad. Mr. Man, you are bad. You are bad. It's not fair now. Making fun of a old governor like that. You're not even afraid.
Part of the conditions that is required for grass to grow is water. So we did exactly that, hoping that at some point within the day, they will grow and become green.
Why even bother when you only have like 3 days? Why bother to plant any grass?
Dem Feind gelungen, die Front in breiter Formation zu durchbrechen. Im Süden hat der Gegner Zossen genommen und stößt auf Stahnsdorf vor.
Das war ein Befehl! Der Angriff Steiners war ein Befehl!
My friend, get out of here.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Anyway, I'm so glad that Obama had a great time in Kenya. It's sad that the grass still did not grow by the time Obama left. I don't know anything. So I'm just keeping it real. Before I leave today, I'd like to read some of your emails. And the first one is from Ketha A. Acha. I believe he's Cameroonian. He said, "Hi, Adeola. My dad, whose name is Simon Akem Acha, who is Cameroonian, traveled to Nigeria on a business trip. This was not the first time that he's gone on such trips. Unfortunately, now he's been missing since March of this year. It is very unlike him. No one knows where he is, even though his luggage arrived Cameroon. He didn't show up. My family is very confused and we would very much appreciate your help. He's a philanthropist who has helped unaccountable people build a career. Anyone with information about his whereabouts should please call my mom. This is her number, or email me at kakem@acg.edu. The guy is studying abroad and he's really devastated right now that they don't know where his dad is. He's also raising money on GoFundMe so that he could travel to Nigeria to go and look for his dad. If you've seen any man that looks like this man, please, if you have any information, I can imagine what the family is going through right now. It can be very devastating not knowing where your father, your husband is. Please, and if you're able to donate on his GoFundMe account so that he can go and look for his dad, please visit the GoFundMe account. Thank you so much. I'm hoping that you find your dad, Ketha, and when you do, please let me know. Please let me know. I hope something works out. The next email is from Akinlasa Mustafa, and he says, "Dear Adeola, I'm putting my best in doing Nigeria proud as I have made it to the finals of the national level in the Global Maybank Go Ahead Challenge 2015 in Malaysia. That is an economics and finance talent competition. I would like to use this medium to solicit your support as a Nigerian in the diaspora to help share my competition profile to solicit for votes. I made it to the national finals, but I need votes in order to make it to the global finals, where I'll be competing with 60 people from 14 other countries in finance and economic analysis. August 3rd is the deadline to vote. So far, I have less than 1,000 votes. Please tell the viewers to vote for me. Please, let's help out this brother. Akinlasa Mustafa is in Malaysia. Right now, he's made it to the nationals in Malaysia, but he wants to make it to the globals. So please, please vote for him. This is the link. I put it on my Facebook fan page as well. It will only take a minute of your time. I hope that you win. Let me know how that works out. The next email is from the mother of Folani that I've been talking about, that has been detained at an Indian hospital for more than a year. First of all, she wanted me to thank everybody that reached out to her after I talked about her son. She said people have donated another 40,000 naira. They are trying to raise more than 1 million naira so that the son can be discharged from the hospital. She's really desperate, by the way. Like, each time I speak with her, I'm almost to tears. This time around, she sent me a bank account that if you want to donate here in the US that you can use, and another one in London if you want to donate in UK. These are the account information. $5, $10, $20, $50. I'm telling you, will go a long way because they've had the surgeries. He's okay now, but he's been detained at the hospital for more than a year. And you know that if you've not paid your hospital bills, they won't give you any more treatment. So it could have all kinds of complications right now, but they will not treat him unless he pays for the surgeries that he's had. Please, please, I don't want us to lose this guy. Please do your part, whatever you can. I know they will really appreciate it. Please help us to get him out of the hospital in India. The last email that I will read today is by Raphael, and he said, "Hi Adeola, I'm Raphael. Here is my immediate elder brother. I just lost him last week in the fight against Boko Haram. Those who sacrificed their lives in serving our father's land are the heroes of our time. David, you are a hero. David, you've taught me a lesson to go by every day of my life. Wherever you are, be rest assured that your children will be greater than you ever imagined. The memory of us growing up together and the tears could not let me continue. Go in peace. May God grant you eternal rest. I am so sorry for your loss, Raphael. I mean, I can't even imagine what it's been like. And to all those who have lost their loved ones as well in the fight against Boko Haram, please accept my condolences. I can't imagine what you guys are going through. And I'm hoping that this will end, that it will just end soon. I'm hoping that the Nigerian government will do something on time. I know Buhari said that he's slow and steady, but for real, people are dying. People are literally dying every day. Please accept our condolences, Raphael. And that's all the time that I have for emails today. Please keep sending your emails to adeola.keepingitreal@gmail.com. All right, y'all, it's been real, and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next week, I'm gonna see y'all later. Peace out.
Welcome to Forstview Luxury Hotel. At Forstview Luxury Hotel, we offer excellent service. Our rooms have all the necessary facilities to make your stay comfortable and memorable. You will also have access to internet service, breakfast, 24-hour power supply, full air condition, free international calls, free tire pumping service, and free car battery charge. So what are you waiting for? Quickly visit Forstview Luxury Hotel. We are located at number 1 Adeola Mishile off Raji Rasaki Road, First Estate, Amuwo, Odofin Festac, Lagos. For more information or reservation, please call us on 08075787135 or 08099900601. You can also take advantage of our online ongoing promo at www.forceviewhotel.com to make your reservation and payment for your favorite room, which attracts a discount rate. Please note, rooms are reserved based on first come, first serve. Forstview Luxury Hotel. Experience the home of comfort. They come.